What Thoreau was actually observing. A lot of people read Walden, as we've spoke about in the last episode, and think it's about a cabin in the woods. Simply that. It's not. It's about attention. Thoreau wasn't just watching trees. He was watching himself, learning himself. He was watching his habits. He was watching how people spend their time, how they chase money, how they fill their days, and how little they actually question it. It's like a loop, a hypnotized rhythm. We see that today. And that's the part most people miss out of that book. Today we have more tools than he ever dreamed of, more medicine, more science, more convenience, but we don't always have the awareness. Most people move through the day reacting, reacting to headlines, reacting to aches and pains, reacting to lab reports, reacting to other people's opinions. Very few people sit back and observe. That's the problem. When you stop observing, you lose track of cause and effect. You don't notice patterns anymore. You just manage the symptoms. Thoreau, he believed a person should look closely at life, not with panic, not with drama, just steady attention, observation. If he were sitting at a table today, I imagine he'd say something like this: You have more information than ever. Why are you paying so little attention? And that applies to health just as much as philosophy. Many retirees, feel something. We feel something shifting in our bodies. Isn't as deep. Pain lingers longer. Energy dips in the afternoon, and doctors say, "Well, that's just your age. You're just getting older." Sometimes it is, but sometimes it's accumulated neglect, like the air filter. It fills up with dirt. Over time, minerals drift, potassium gets low, magnesium drops quickly, water is consumed, but it's stripped of what the body actually needs. These plastic water bottles that you just guzzle, filtered flat water, no electrolytes, you can drink plenty and still run dry. The older generations didn't calculate milligrams like we do today, but they observed. They noticed that when people worked outdoors, drank well water, and they rested and had the simple foods, they functioned just better. It was nature's water is what they thought. Today we have the advantage of numbers, calculations. We know potassium matters. We know magnesium steadies the nerves and does 300 other things in the body. We know sleep clears waste from the brain. We know sunlight triggers vitamin D. We know fasting gives the body time to clean house. The question isn't whether we have knowledge. The question is whether we observe ourselves enough to use it wisely and to reach in there and access that knowledge. Now, Thoreau went to the woods to see clearly. You don't have to move to a cabin, but you do have to slow down enough to notice your own patterns. Be objective. How much potassium are you really getting, for example? How much magnesium? These are the basic minerals of life. Are you drinking water that nourishes? Or are you just drinking liquid water that flushes? Are you eating consistently like you should? Are you giving your body space to repair itself? Are you sleeping in darkness or with screens glowing in your face? Blue light, all kinds of things, fluorescence. Observation comes before the correction. That's the lesson. You don't need to panic. You don't overhaul your entire life overnight. You begin by watching. You take inventory. You act like a steward, a project manager, instead of a victim. If you're tired, observe when it hits. If you're in pain, observe what makes it worse. If sleep is light, observe your habits before you go to bed. Then adjust slightly. Maybe that means adding balanced electrolytes to your water. Maybe it means cutting back on constant snacking. Maybe it means turning out the lights off a lot earlier and letting melatonin do its work. These aren't extreme ideas. They're fundamentals. He wasn't extreme. He was deliberate. And that's what we need to understand. Retirees especially can get to this point and need to. You have lived long enough to recognize patterns. You've seen trends come and go. You've watched fads rise and fall. That perspective is so valuable, but it has to set in a body that functions. Observation is how you protect that body, not fear, not constant appointments, not blind trust in every new pill that comes out or advertisement about a new pill. Steady attention. When you observe long enough, life simplifies. You see what matters and then what doesn't matter. You see which habits support you and which drain you. You stop chasing every new solution or trend because you understand your own system better. Now, that's what Thoreau was really writing about. He was practicing awareness, observational awareness, and awareness brings order. Order brings calm, calm brings strength, and strength lets you finish well. I don't have all this figured out. I'm still learning to observe better myself. But I believe this: the more closely you watch your own life, the more wisely you'll live it. Let's keep moving forward together, and I appreciate you watching.